Hi, Jhalak. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations on a great score.
Thank you so much.
So, how do you feel right now that you have worked hard and you have achieved a really good score?
It's really, really relieving, I would say, because last few months have been uh, kind of, all occupied in the preparation and stuff. So I think it's quite relieving now that I have a decent score, which might help me to, get into the business school of my choice. So, yeah.
Great. And could you just let us in on a bit of about your profile?
Sure. So I graduated from NIT Warangal from the Department of Biotechnology. And then right after that, I joined Novartis. So it was just last year in 2019 that I graduated and I joined Novartis as an analyst. So currently I'm working at Novartis as a business analyst in the data science and digital domain. And yeah, so I have less than 2 years of work as of now, a little more than a year. So that's about it.
What uh, what made you take the GMAT?
So basically, I'm planning to do an MBA and I want to apply for some business schools probably next year. And that's why I took GMAT, because that is one of the criteria which most of the business schools internationally, they have it as a criteria to have a decent GMAT score. And that's why I wanted to take a GMAT.
Do you have some target business schools in mind?
As of now, I think in India, I'm focusing on ISB. And apart from that, some international schools, majorly in USA, like Chicago Booth or Kellogg or Darden. So these few I'm planning to or aiming for.
Great. How did you know about Jamboree and why did you choose Jamboree as your study partner?
So when I planned or when I thought that I want to take a GMAT, I was discussing with few of my relatives, and they only suggested me to join Jamboree in New Delhi. So they had heard about it a lot of a lot from their colleagues or friends, etc. So they recommended me to join Jamboree, and I also went through the the testimonials of previous students, and it looked really good and it looked really great, and I thought it would help me to get a score of, the score that I'm looking for. So eventually, then I decided that I'll join Jamboree and take the classes over here.
Sounds wonderful. So once you joined Jamboree, how was your experience?
It was pretty great. So like, I think I spoke to the person, the counselor, and then the the onboarding was pretty smooth, I would say, because right now due to the COVID and the lockdown, everything was happening virtual, and even though it was all virtual, but I did not feel any hiccup while joining the classes or even while receiving my material. So my material, the books that I had to receive, it was delivered within a couple of days after I enrolled myself. So that was pretty quick, and I wasn't expecting it to be so fast, to be honest. And even after that, I was given the credentials to my portal, and I was given the access to all the study material on the very same day that I enrolled. So that way it was pretty smooth and pretty fast, I would say. And then even after that, the classes and everything was went on very smoothly, and even on a virtual setup, it was pretty good to have the faculty, and they were so approachable. Even the doubt sessions I attended, and apart from the doubt sessions, the faculty was very open to having one-on-one connect and having individual doubt sessions set up on the individual needs. So overall, it was a great experience, I would say. Sorry, I think I lost you for a while over there.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you now. I think it froze for a minute.
All right. What are your plans going forward? So you say that you were keen on pursuing an MBA, and you stay keen. Why do you plan to do an MBA?
So basically, I think why do I want to take an MBA is basically because my long term goal is that I want to set up my own venture, something in the healthcare industry. And I think an MBA will give me those required skills and network to, uh, do to be able to do that. So I think that will be my major criteria of choosing an MBA, because I am an engineer by education, and I did my undergrad in biotechnology. So to make a shift into a domain which is little different from my core focus or whatever I've been studying so far. So I think to make that change and transition to something in the business background, I really want to do an MBA for that. So long term, I think on an looking forward to being an entrepreneur.
Sounds perfect. In your experience with Jamboree, were there any study materials that stood out that you would really suggest other Jamboree students and other people watching here to really pay attention to?
I think the one thing that I really liked about Jamboree, the study material, was the online portal, which was very comprehensive, and there were different sections laid out. So there was a section to learn, just to focus on the the learning part, and there was a practice part, and then there was a testing part. So these three modules really helped me to plan my study very in a very strategic way. So I spent some time in the learning part. So let's say like a month or so I spent in the learning part, then 1 month I spent just on practice, and the last month I focused only on tests. So that layout which is there, it's really nice, because I did not have to put a lot of effort to think or to plan how I should go about studying, or how I should go about preparing, because everything was laid out very well for me. And then the practice tests, all the practice tests or even the full length tests or sectional tests were there. They were all timed, and they all came with the logical explanations of each and every question. So that helped me to gauge my accuracy as well, my efficiency and everything. So I think that online platform is a really comprehensive tool which every student should use.
Sounds great. Any other suggestions for people who will be taking their GMAT soon?
I would say so. One thing which I realized is that you need to be very continuous and constant in the preparations. Even like one day break might lead you off track. So I would say just continue, like practice continuously, and never like don't try not to give a break in your study schedule. So the discipline, as we say, is very important even during the preparation, because that discipline keeps you focused. And if you have a target date set, then you will try to push yourself to work for that. So like that's how I plan for myself. I set a date for myself, and then from then on I moved backwards from the date I had in mind, that okay, on this date I want to give the test. So I used to push myself that I need to be prepared by that date, and not going the other way around, that okay, I'll prepare first and then I'll think what date I want to sit for my GMAT for. So I moved backwards, which really helped me, because then I had a constrained timeline, and then I used to push myself to work hard for that timeline.
That's great advice, and I'm sure for people to follow it, it will really do them very well. Good. Thank you so much, Jhalak, for joining us. I'm sure this will be very useful for anyone who watches this. And congratulations again on your score.
Thank you so
All the
much.
best for your future. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you for having me.